Hello, my lovely angels. This is your girl Sim back with another episode of the Sim Squad. Hi. Today I have a haul with a lot of interesting perfumes. I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for the reviews of these. I know I was excited to review them, and one of them it was quite difficult to get my hands on, but I found it. I have new ones from 3 different brands today. One is Swiss Arabian, the other is Arabiyat, and the last one is a Lattafa. I'm going to do the Lattafa in the end because that one is something which is brand new and I want to dedicate a little bit time to dissect it. But I'm going to start with the one I'm most excited for, and this is from Swiss Arabian and it's called Incense 01. That's the bottle. It's so gorgeous because I like the way they have done the black and the burnt orange or rust color. Like normally you see these rust color cars over here in Dubai. People love using that color on their cars, and I like that they've used it on the bottle. Look at that. Today my table has been set up like a project because I wanted to explain to you how this perfume smells like. Obviously you guys know incense in UAE is known as bakhur or dukhun, where you can burn oud sticks or you burn resins, you burn a mixture of oils plus some wood shavings and stuff like that. They are made into cakes, or I'm going to do a dedicated video. Again, I've done a bakhur video. I'll link it. I'll try to link it in the description for you. But I'll make an updated one so that it's like a refresher course, and I'll try to go in depth because I made a lot of assumptions in the first video and I don't want to do that this time. On Fragrantica, it's not got very good rating, but please do not go for the rating on that because it's fairly new. There were very few votes and I just don't believe whoever did the ranking understood the perfume or whatever. It's a beautiful fragrance. It retails for $65 for a 100 ml bottle, and that is usually how the pricing for Swiss Arabian perfumes go. They are slightly on the expensive side of Middle Eastern fragrances. The top notes for this are frankincense, juniper, rum and bergamot. Middle notes of fig, lily of the valley, roasted almond and hazelnut. And the base notes of sandalwood, cedarwood, vanilla, dark chocolate, moss and frankincense again. I do get somewhat of musammam white of Lattafa. You know how that perfume smells like? But remove all the citrus value from it and keep everything else remainder. Also a little bit of Liam grape. So BDK Gris Chanel. Again, without much of the citruses, but with a combination of a load of frankincense. That's how this perfume smells like to me. This is definitely their own creation. Now, I've got a little science project over here. Okay, it's not a science project, it just looks like one. So I have got resins and I wanted to do a small demonstration. I usually don't get my resins from Amazon. I did this time. But you have your frankincense over here. I hope you can see it. If you just smell it, you can actually smell the frankincense, the oil. I have the oil as well of frankincense. Now, I have a oud burner over here. I'm just gonna burn it with my torch. I'm trying to be super careful. This one is a self-lighting coal, so it lights up on its own. You can see it's burning already. And then we wait for a little white coat to form on top of the coal before we add any resins, dukhun or bakhur. So now when you add the resins, don't add so much, add little bit. I'm just adding a lot for the sake of showing you guys how it looks like. Incense 01 from Swiss Arabian. It kind of smells like the smoke from the bakhur, along with that Gris Chanel that I spoke to you about in the background with the fig and your bergamot and everything, that freshness. But it also has some dark facets. Now I don't clearly smell the dark chocolate or the nuts that they have mentioned over here, but it does smell very, very dark towards the end, and it's a dark sweetness. Now they have mentioned vanilla over here as well, so maybe it's the dark chocolate combined with the vanilla that I'm getting over here, but I'm not too sure about the nuts. I don't really smell the nuts, but let me tell you, this bottle has just been opened. The perfumes from Swiss Arabian usually don't require any form of maturation or maceration. You open it, use it, and it's good to go. But I still wanna wait for a bit because obviously once it's oxidizing a little bit, it'll change a little bit once the air is introduced in it, and I'm going to let you know how it matures. But as of now, this is a massive 10 out of 10 for me. Think of an opening of smoky frankincense, juniper, rum and bergamot. Rum like very, very less. Think of more of like the fig and bergamot in the opening along with your frankincense and juniper. In the middle notes, you have like a lot of sweetness and you can smell like the lily of the valley like very clearly in this perfume. And in the dry down, you have even more frankincense, but now it's in the form of like the actual frankincense smell along with your vanilla, your dark chocolate and some woods. It also has like this creaminess because of the sandalwood in it. But that's right in the end. For everybody who's very, very afraid of this extreme smokiness, it is not the extreme smokiness of a burning frankincense. I'm just telling you how, you know, your environment, it smells like after you finish doing the bakhur. That's the smell, not like while it's burning, the smell of that. I hope you're understanding this part, yeah? It is unisex. I would wear this all year round, but I can understand like people would want to wear this only in fall and winter. The Middle Eastern vibe is super strong in this. It smells very, very Middle Eastern. The projection is 2 to 3 feet. Longevity is 8+ hours for sure. You know, I also tried to assign this to a celebrity and I could not think of anybody. This has to be like a person who's very, very spiritual, connected to higher power, like somebody who is a little mystical as well. But like I can't think of a celebrity for it. The color perception for this one is smoke. I'm going to try to put the right color of the smoke, how warm or cold it is. But the perfume is definitely a little warm for me. And the presence is quite bold. Yeah, I'm going to smell really, really good going to office today. By the way, you know, when I go to office, like I'm wearing this abaya, but I'm going to change this thingy because it's a little too dressy to go to office looking like this. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I have 3 perfumes from Arabiyat for you, as you are aware, because I had done the reel for it on my Instagram channel. It is the Nyla collection. I'm going to start off with the first one, which is the Nyla OG. That's the box. It's a rose gold box. It opens like this. And that is the super gorgeous bottle. Let me take it out. That's the bottle. So pretty. I know like you can get fingerprints on these and everything, but you know what? That doesn't stop me from liking bottles that are reflective like this. So you have the OG Nyla, you have Nyla Vani-Elle, and you have Nyla Suede. So 3 of them. First one being a tropical fruity floral. The good thing is that they mention all the notes over here. You have the top notes of fruity accord, coconut and peach nectar. Middle notes of floral accord and tiare blossoms. And the base notes of sandalwood, heliotrope, blossoms. This retails for around $35 for a 80 ml. And I also have a discount code for you guys. 15% discount on the Arabiyat website. So think Yara, which I did not like, the pink Yara. Think Nuha by Khadlaj. Think Kissa Pink from Paris Corner. This is in that direction, but it's not exactly the same. So this is not exactly duping any of those perfumes, but this is a coconut floral, let's just call it that, with some fruity facets in the opening. It opens very like creamy, like coconut cream, along with like this berry notes in the opening. It's not boring like Yara. You know, I decluttered Yara. I know a lot of people like Yara and like, please don't hate me for this, but I never liked Yara. It was too ordinary. It smelled like a common spray that you get in convenience stores and stuff, you know, the body sprays and stuff. So I was not very fond of it. This one is not boring. It is elevated. And I feel like the Nyla range is like entirely somehow elevated. It smells like certain perfumes, all of them, except for the last one. But like I just feel like they have somehow made them smell a little bit more expensive. And this is a very perfumey perfume, so you can't really smell anything realistic in this. Think of fresh fruits opening, and then in the middle you get a creamy coconut, and then in the dry down you start getting like creamy florals. I don't know what more to say about this perfume, to be honest with you. It is mildly sweet, it's very uncomplicated, and that's why it's like super easy to wear throughout the day, whether you're running errands, whether you're going to office. Excellent for a tropical vacation. I know I'll definitely take this with me if I'm going for a tropical vacation. And this cannot be classified as a gourmand fragrance. Yeah, this is like a mildly sweet fruity floral coconut perfume. To me, this is super feminine. Like I don't think a guy can pull this off. You can if you want to. But in traditional sense, this is a very feminine perfume. I think it's suitable for all day, but like spring, summer preferably, but I don't mind wearing this in winter as well, but during daytime. The projection is 2 feet, the longevity is around 7 hours. My rating for this is an 8.5 out of 10. I really am getting tempted to give it 9, but let me see how I feel about it during summer, because it is definitely something I'll gravitate towards because it just makes you feel nice. It just makes me feel like it's an escape, because it does remind me of an island life, and it reminds me of like vacation days and stuff like that, which is why it's like very, very likable. The celebrity I chose for this was Nyla, the singer. She's very beautiful, isn't she? And her voice is like amazing as well. Not very fond of that song, I know, unpopular opinion, but I'm not so fond of that song. I think it's because it was so overly done in reels and stuff, and it was just like, stop, you know. The color perception somehow is giving me coral. It's not giving me green or coral or peachish coral. I'll try to put the right color for you and I'll call it either coral or peach. The temperature for this is neutral and the presence for this perfume is mild. Next we have Nyla Vani-Elle, but I just call it Vani-Elle. I think it is Vani-Elle, but they have just written it in a very clever way. It's Vani-Elle, and that's the bottle. This one, as opposed to the other Nyla, is gold. Let me just read out the notes for you over here. The top notes are jasmine and vanilla bean, middle notes of caramel and amber, and the base notes of musk, tonka and vanilla. So this one is clearly a gourmand. But the box is like, as opposed to this one, it's golden. And this was the OG Nyla, whereas this is the new Nyla. So this is like gold. So don't get confused when you see it online. The OG is rose gold and the Nyla Vani-Elle is the gold. Again, this retails for $35 for a 80 ml, and this kind of smells like a combination of, yes, Bianco Latte, but with the Escape Gourmand by Maison Mataha. You'll ask me, Simin, does this smell like Empire Victor? It does, but Empire Victor is a darker vanilla. Let's just say this is like a lighter version of the Empire Victor by Khadlaj. This is probably my second vanilla love after the Empire Victor. I'm sure in my awards also, Empire Victor was my favorite vanilla perfume. This would be second. This is like, when I smell this, I was like, yes, it's elevated. It doesn't smell cheap. But does it smell like Bianco Latte? Quite a bit. It smells like a combination of caramel and vanilla, but the caramel is like a little darker. Caramel can change color, and this is the darker caramel along with the vanilla. And it has the supportive notes of jasmine, tonka, musk and amber. But the prominence is definitely the caramel and vanilla. There's again nothing much to say about this perfume. It's a very, very simple perfume. It's a simple gourmand. The vanilla in this definitely does not smell cheap. That's all I can say. It does not go completely towards Bianco Latte. It's not that lactonic, clearly, because none of the lactonic notes are mentioned over here. It's less milky and more vanillic. It smells a little elevated again. It smells like non-generic. I can also smell like caramelized sugar, like a little bit, not burnt sugar, but a little caramelized sugar. I know that's like caramel for you, but like the process, you know, of the sugar getting caramelized, like it kind of smells like that. This is a very, very feminine fragrance, but you can use this for layering. You can use this on its own. If you use it on its own, you would rather wear it during fall, winter, rather than all year round. If you're layering it, I think you can use it anytime during the year. The projection is super mild for this perfume, so you'll get like 1 to 2 feet depending on how much you spray. The longevity is 6 to 7 hours, and my rating for this is a 9 out of 10. Why am I giving it a 9 out of 10? Not 8.5 or 8, or because this is like becoming like a common scent, right? It's just a lot of different vanillas out there. This is elevated, that's why. Usually I give that like Bianco Latte dupes or inspirations like 8 or 8.5. This to me just smells a little elevated and I like it. The celebrity I chose for this was Hailee Steinfeld. I haven't seen many of her movies and stuff. I know she's coming in a new movie with like where she's going to be a vampire and stuff. Very excited to see that. But this one is more of Hailee Steinfeld as the singer that she was. The color perception for this is a warm beige. The temperature also is a little warm. It's not hot, but like a little warm. You feel, I wanted to say neutral, but I do feel it's leaning a little warm. And the presence for this perfume is mild. Now the last one from this range is called Nyla Suede. This is a black one. It's fully black, and then the bottle also is fully black. I love this bottle so much. Look at that. So freaking good. I love these bottles. They're minimalistic but also not minimalistic. They look like fancy. And this one is my favorite from the lot. The top notes for this are basil, cardamom and bergamot, middle notes of geranium, lavender and leather, and the base notes of musk, cedarwood and leather again. Don't get scared, it's not so leathery. It's like the name, suede, is like the more appropriate representation of it. Again, $35 for a 80 ml. Let's just call this an animalic gourmand. This smells like a deeper, darker version and a little bit more goth version of Vanilla Powder by Matière Première, or like Blooming Bliss by Afnan. Think of those notes but mixed with the suede note. So I'm telling you, all these perfumes from the Nyla range, they smell like a perfume, but they've added a little twist to it which makes it their own creation. And the twist is not like a minor twist. This is like you've added a completely different note that's like contrasting. Like in this, it's the suede. I know they've mentioned leather again and again, but it's not, to be honest with you, not very leathery at all. The opening is a sweet powdery vanilla mixed with coconut and sweet praline. But the vanilla is definitely quite powdery. Then you get like this creamy coconut. It's almost milky, the coconut over here. And then you have your sweet praline note. In the middle, somehow you feel like the vanilla got darker, deeper. I guess all these notes like start getting a little bit like stronger. And that's when you start smelling the suede. In the dry down, all these notes somehow become a little bit smoky as well. It's very strange. I know when I'm describing it, it's probably making no sense to you. But okay, think of like milky coconut, vanilla and praline opening. Then in the middle, the vanilla and all these notes, they get darker with your suede. And in the dry down, somehow this gets a little smoky, quite a bit earthy. But earthy in the sense like mossy, you know, like dry moss. And then you can smell musk as well, a little bit. It also has a little aromatic moment going on. Think of like the aromatic, that cold mentholated thing that happens in Nebras. And you know how that Nebras smelled like? Which was like, again, vanilla, caramel, praline with your aromatic note. It's like there maybe like 3% or 4% in this, that aromatic note. You can smell it right there at the back. It's just adding a little bit of interest. It's cutting through all these sweet notes. Nyla Suede is dark, it's deep, it's sexy, very, very attractive. It's definitely a provocative perfume. You know what I'm thinking? It smells like a baby doll dominatrix. I think this is feminine. I think it's suitable for all weather, to be honest with you, but wear it in the evenings or at nights. There's no Middle Eastern vibe in this. The projection is like 2 feet to 3 feet. The longevity, I would say, is like 7 to 8 hours. And my rating for this is a massive 10 out of 10. I like it so much. I like this perfume a lot. Like, I know usually people don't like gourmands with animalic notes, but this one is doing like some sort of magic. And before you ask, no, it does not smell like Seher by Lattafa. The celebrity I chose for this was Alexa Demi. If you don't know her, or if you don't know her by name, she was Maddie in Euphoria. The color perception for this is a super dark goth purple. Also, almost smells like velvet in my head, like purple velvet. The temperature is cold and the presence is bold. Now, last but not the least, I have a perfume for you from Lattafa. It's a brand new release, I suppose, or it was released and I just didn't notice it, I'm not sure. But this is from their Ana Abiyedh line. If you know the Ana Abiyedh line, you know there was this OG Ana Abiyedh which smelled like Herba Pura. Then you had Ana Abiyedh Rouge, which smells like Baccarat Rouge. Then you had your Ana Abiyedh Leather, which was a very strong Tuscan leather sort of perfume. And you had your Poudre, which was the, I think, Narciso Ombre kind of smelling perfume. And out of all of them, the Rouge version was my favorite. And I also like the leather for layering. This one is called Ana Abiyedh Coral. Let me just show you the bottle. It's your typical Ana Abiyedh bottle. That's the bottle, and the color of the perfume is coral. Not too sure what this smells like, but think L'Impératrice by Dolce & Gabbana. Think of watermelon fragrances, fresh watermelon peach fragrances. Smells like that. And as expected, I don't like it. Listen, let me be very, very clear right now. I don't like this perfume. It's a very nice perfume. For everybody who likes a very nice, fresh, delicious, You know, perfumes that you wear before entering the pool, or you wear it at the beach. It's a very fun perfume. It's just not me. Watermelon perfumes, peach perfumes, usually these kind of very extremely fruity fragrances is not something I gravitate towards. I absolutely despise going in the sun. I hate it more than anything. Like, you ask me to go in the sun, I'll be like, you're not my friend anymore. I don't like going to the beach. I don't like sitting under the sun at all. And I definitely don't gravitate towards perfumes that you wear during moments like that. The top notes for this are peach, watermelon and orange. And yes, it opens very, very melon like with peach and orange. The melon also, the watermelon kind of also has like this musk melon quality. The middle notes are coconut and white florals, and then in the base you have vanilla, amber and musk. It is super sweet. It definitely smells like an island, but like a happy island, like Hawaii or something, you know, like where you, like, I don't know, it's like, it smells like a fruit platter, literally like a fruit platter where you have peach, orange, watermelon, mango, muskmelon. The coconut over here is almost smelling like coconut water and not like coconut cream or coconut, the actual fruit. And you're wearing like a nice gardenia or some white floral in your hair, you know, like while having that fruit platter or a fruit bowl or something. It just smells very, very fruity, very tropical. That's why I'm saying it does smell nice. Like, it smells nice. I just don't want to smell like a tray of fruits. To me, these kind of perfumes also smell borderline juvenile, although I'm not saying this smells juvenile. It's in my head, it's just that perception. Like, I would probably only wear this if I'm going to the beach, which is going to be never. So if you like the smell of like a fruit platter, but the fruits that I mentioned earlier, like that would be on your platter, and it smells slightly aquatic, it smells fresh for sure. It's not synthetic, it's not too sweet, but it's definitely sweet. So if you usually like perfumes that smell like this, you're gonna like it. In my opinion, I'm gonna give it like 7 out of 10. You know, it's nice, but just not for me. But if somebody else wears it, I'll probably like it on them. But on myself, absolutely no. It's a very, very feminine perfume, suitable for spring, summer strictly. Not a winter wear or a fall wear. There's no Middle Easternness in this at all. The projection is like 2 feet, I suppose. And the longevity 6 to 7 hours. The celebrity that came to my mind was Lily from Modern Family. I don't know her name. I'm gonna put her name over here for you. But like, I would expect somebody like that, of that age, to wear this perfume. The color perceptions, funny enough, for this is also coral. I know I gave Nyla the coral color, but for this also. But they're 2 different type of corals, and you'll see when I put the picture. The temperature is cool and the presence for this is medium. So those were all the perfume hauls for today. I just purchased, oh no wait, I did purchase Incense 01 myself and the coral myself. The Nyla was sent to me as PR. I think this was a pretty decent haul, except for coral, which I also feel like a lot of people will actually like. It's just not my taste, but I know a lot of people will like. So this haul overall was like a very, very good one. I think the perfumes that are being released recently are unique. They are not like your average perfumes. I do really wish though that brands just stop making like heavy vanilla perfumes now, especially things that lean towards Bianco Latte. I think we need to put an end to it. Anyhow, that's it for today guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!